Morning, everyone. Boker Tov and Mazal Tov to Zev. Chazak Baruch for giving a little bit of simcha to the minyan this morning. Chazak Baruch, as we're part of your simcha, and therefore we can't mention averot during and therefore we don't say tachanunim today, because you're during the Sheva Brachot. So Chazak Baruch, and thank you to Leah for coming. And Mrs. Terragan. Chazak Baruch. Okay, so we are in Siman Tafresh Ayin Gimel Seif Bet. Hadlaka osa mitzvah. לפיכך אם כבתה קודם שעבר זמנה, אינו זקוק לה. So here's the concept of hadlaka osa mitzvah. When we light the menorah, the lighting, at the moment of lighting, that's when the mitzvah happens. And therefore, if for some reason it went out, if the candles went out for some reason, that was not in your control, that was not, it didn't seem like that would happen, everything was normal, then technically you don't have to relight it. So you light the menorah, and then your kid knocks the menorah over. And then someone, opens the door and the wind came in and that was unexpected, it shouldn't have gone out, then you technically don't need to relight the menorah. And says the Shulchan Aruch, even if this happens on a Friday, on an Erev Shabbat, where we light the menorah early, before Shkiyah, we light it before we come to Shul, has to be after Plaga Mincha, and you light it, and it's supposed to go all the way till half an hour after Tzit Kochavim on Shabbat, and it blew out, or a kid knocked it over, or a kid thought it was his birthday and he blew out the candles, whatever the case was, even before Shabbat, technically you don't have to relight it, because hadlaka osa mitzvah. But the Rama says that it's a good thing to be stringent and to relight it. So on Erev Shabbat, you have to see what time it is exactly, if there is time or not. But on a regular night, it's the right thing to do is to relight it, to enjoy the mitzvah, and to do the mitzvah all the way. Now, it's a good thing as well, because there are some situations where you're obligated to relight it. If, let's say, there was a wind, and you thought, well, you know what, it'll make it in the wind. It's not so windy, the window's open, it's okay. And then it goes out, that means you were wrong, it didn't work out. And when you lit it, that means it was not a proper mitzvah, and therefore you would need to relight it. Or, let's say you didn't put enough oil, and it went out within the 20 minutes. So you said, well, is the lighting at that moment a mitzvah? It's not. You have to, therefore, you realize, oh my gosh, I didn't put any oil in, this is remnants from the night before. You'd have to actually extinguish it and relight it, and add the oil, and then relight it. But not with a bracha in that case. Sorry, in the case with the not with the bracha. Okay, so again, it's better to relight it, because anyways there might be situations where you anyway have to relight it. And the last point is, this is an interesting thing. He says that back in the day, they used to have, this is the Mishnah Berurah, back in the day, they didn't have electricity, they had candles. So candles would light up a shul, and the candles, burn, and there's the leftover wax. And he says that it's a good idea to take from the leftover wax of the candles from the synagogue that was used for a mitzvah, to light up the Beit HaKnesset, and remake candles from there and use that for the menorah. Unbelievable. So that's a double mitzvah. It's interesting though, because we ideally want to use olive oil. So how does that go exactly? Maybe in a case where they didn't have olive oil, or maybe he wanted to use the wax one for the shamash. But he says he brings down this type of thing, unless maybe the wax was with olive oil. But this is an interesting point that he brings up. Okay, that's that for today. A few announcements. Unfortunately, we have the funeral today of Mrs. Miriam Nachmiash, Adeh Shalom, Johnny Nachmiash's mother, and that's at 10:30 this morning at Steele's Chapel. The Gemara Shiur Bezrat Hashem is going to be tomorrow night, Bezrat Hashem, and Mincha tonight at 4:30. Have a good day, everyone, and Mazal Tov to the Chatan HaKala.